Governor Tony Evers' budget proposal, the state would get nearly $79 million over 2 years to expand rural broadband.
Last year, several companies in our area received grants to increase high-speed internet access, and Evers' plan would put more money into that program. Rose Schmidt spoke with people here in Dane County who tells us they're in areas that are neglected. Rose?
Well, Governor Evers wants to not only provide more money for the state's broadband expansion program, but also increase broadband speeds for homes and businesses by 2025. It's a problem that affects children trying to do their homework, farmers, and business owners across the state.
We do hundreds of thousands of plants.
With a total of 30 greenhouses to manage,
This is part of our hanging basket crop that we're growing.
Josh Smith has a lot of work cut out for him at Kopke's, which is in southeast Dane County in the town of Dunn.
All the growing, everything happens by hand, which on one hand is great. We get to touch every plant. We get to make sure everything's awesome.
But life for Josh and his employees isn't always roses and daisies.
I have 2 phone lines that I pay over $150 a month for. There's only one phone company here.
He works on one of the worst streets in the area for internet access, preventing him from using streaming services or upgrading his security systems.
So there are options, but they're far more expensive, or there's crappy, which is affordable.
But there is good news. A new transmitter will be going up in the township this spring, after 2 companies were awarded grants from the state last year to expand broadband access.
It's been a lot of work.
This has been Ben Collenbreich's project.
You're starting to see dead spots.
And he's glad to see it finally coming to fruition.
I got letters of support from our local schools, from our local hospitals, from our businesses in the town, trying to show the state how important broadband is for our community.
A community that has heard concerns from residents for 10 years.
People often overlook us because we're 10 miles from the state capitol, and people assume that we have internet service, but we don't.
An assumption made across Dane County.
It's not just the town of Dunn, it's definitely statewide, I would say.
We're shooting for April 18th for a grand opening.
And one that affects so many aspects of our lives.
And who knows what the future has. You know, every year you hear about more technologies that are broadband-based, the Internet of Things.
Governor Evers wants to give nearly $63 million more to the state's grant program than former Governor Scott Walker gave in the last budget. His proposal faces challenges with Republican leaders in power who say Evers wants to spend too much and spend more than the state can afford.
All right,
so we'll see what happens.
Thank you.